Welcome to this year in review for vRealize Operations. In this video, we're going to take a look back at some of the best highlights since vRealize Operations 8.2, and we're even going to give you a sneak preview of what we're working on for the upcoming 8.6 release. Now, since vRealize Operations and vRealize Operations Cloud are released in lockstep, we're going to go ahead and review the features for both. Now we'll start with vRealize Operations 8.2, which was released back in October of 2020. And perhaps one of my favorite features that we introduced in vRealize Operations Cloud is near real-time monitoring. This allows us to get very granular with vSphere metrics, all the way down to 20-second intervals, to be able to try to catch any sort of highly transient events that might otherwise end up getting averaged out. Now, it's almost a reflex to check for ping when something's down, but it's only really good for point-in-time checks. And that's why we introduced the Ping Management Pack. Customers like you told us that you want to be able to see a history of ping responses to help build better troubleshooting timelines and to corroborate with other metrics. So not only does this feature track the history of ping statuses, but also records the round trip time and packet loss. There are many ways to identify distributed applications, and vRealize Network Insight is one of the best tools to automatically identify applications by analyzing traffic flows between virtual machines. Now, having these applications in vRealize Network Insight is great for security and network troubleshooting, and being able to share these application groups with vRealize Operations takes your troubleshooting and capacity planning to a whole new level. Now, are you looking to interface with vRealize Operations APIs? Well, this feature will put a bit of pep in your step. Swagger is universal when it comes to API documentation. Not only will you get examples of how to leverage vRealize Operations APIs, but you can also test them out without having to move back and forth between your IDE or API tools and vRealize Operations. vRealize Operations 8.3 came out in February of 2021, and this introduces the Cloud Management Assessment. Now, building upon the success of the vSphere Optimization Assessment, the Cloud Management Assessment takes things beyond just vSphere. This collection of dashboards helps you to get value out of vRealize Operations quickly with things like managing performance, capacity, and cost for vSphere, VMware Cloud, public cloud, and more. In the same vein as near real-time metrics for vRealize Operations Cloud, 20-second peak metrics will retain the peak value during each collection cycle. And these are available for both virtual machines and vSphere pods and can provide better granularity for things like CPU, memory, disk, networking to aid in troubleshooting and issue avoidance. FIPS is a US federal standard that applies to cryptographic modules used in IT systems. In order to comply with these customer requirements, we introduced FIPS mode, and this protects data collected by vRealize Operations from being tampered with and supports all native management packs. In April 2021, vRealize Operations 8.4 was a big release, starting with support for the open source Telegraph agent in vRealize Operations Cloud. This allows us to extend well beyond the curated list of applications that we can monitor in vRealize Operations. And the open source Telegraph agent offers more than 200 pre-built input plugins and is open for customers to develop their own. vRealize Operations offers several methods to send alerts. And of course, these are email, Slack, and ServiceNow, just to name a few. And with this release, we've introduced custom webhook templates. So not only does this allow for you to send webhook payloads to work with any number of third-party tools, but you can also add additional details such as metrics, recommendations, and other useful information. Now, we all know what a great tool vRealize Operations is for reducing waste and performance issues, and we can even automate these tasks. But activities such as deleting snapshots, right-sizing, powering off, or deleting idle virtual machines can be scheduled as one-time or repeatable tasks. Yes! Now, let's take a brief glimpse into the future of vRealize Operations 8.6. Now, perhaps the biggest change you'll notice is an updated user interface. This makes for easier navigation and better overall usability. For example, we've combined cloud and other accounts into a single integration page. And we have a newly redesigned administration page that leverages tiles rather than nested menus. And for vRealize Operations Cloud customers, we've introduced in-app guides that will walk you through tasks such as deploying your first cloud proxy, connecting to vCenters, and even creating custom dashboards and alerts. And it's all about getting you up and running faster. And we're happy to announce support for the open source Telegraph agent is coming to vRealize Operations on premises. And for the environmentally conscious customer, we're introducing a collection of sustainability dashboards to help eliminate waste and reduce your carbon footprint. Now, who doesn't want that? This is just a quick look back at some of the big features we've introduced in vRealize Operations and vRealize Operations Cloud in the last year. For more information, check out the release notes or the VMware Cloud Management What's New blogs. And as always, you'll find a treasure trove of information on vRealize Operations on pathfinder.vmware.com. Thank you.